Fine. Yeah, welcome. The program comes back to you. Now you will have to proceed from there.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So let me start by inviting you to the meeting. I can see not so many people have joined, so I hope they'll be joining as we continue, because you had said will be very timely, and we are not going to entertain lateness or laziness.
Mr. Nelvin, by any
Yeah,
chance?
I have already said. Oh, you are not getting me. Are you getting me now?
Now we are getting you now. We are not getting you then. I don't know if you have spoken anything from then.
Yeah, I had already authorized William to go ahead and give his remarks.
Yes, please, William, proceed. And kindly have your camera on if possible, William.
For me, it's unable to turn the camera on. I don't know why.
Or it's unable.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. May we get your brief remarks from your side about generally as guided by the deputy?
Okay, thank you for my apologies for taking you such a long time. I had some duties there, so I couldn't make it, and I'm now in. And it's good to come together as the leaders of African change. So as we focus on such things, we might be together and at least gathering together live and sharing our ideas together as we focus together. Yeah.
Esther?
Okay, fine. Thank you so much, Mr. Deputy, and together with our treasurer is here. It's also a pleasure to be here. It has been 1 year, of course. This is the exact date that the Change for African campaign began. So it's not just time for anything, but it's time for reflection. And we thank God for being this far and everything we've been able to come through. And it's actually the beginning of many things. This one is the beginning of many things. A lot is supposed to be done. A very small percentage is done. So it's all about focus and trying to make sure that we do whatever it takes to being part of the greater positive change to the continent of Africa. That is what I will have to say for now.
Thank you. So, my name is Nelvin Omaka Kusema. I am the current and the interim deputy president for Cfac and also a co-founder. So, last year, I think in December or there around, I managed to, in just one of those lucky instances, to meet with Lester. At that time, I think I was in Kisumu and he was in Mombasa. He was running an online sensation. So I told him, why can't we just put it up like a step ahead and let us form something more of an organization than just an initiative. And at that time, I was his commentary, so I was just a person who writes, and I think I'm still doing that role. That's basically what I do in the organization. I basically write mostly. I'm a writer or an author. Yeah, apart from also being running the organization administratively, and then so this organization it focuses on 5 pillars. The organization we are going to form from today. It's going to be an organization. It's no longer going to be an initiative. It's not going to be a campaign anymore. You're now going to start an organization, and we are going only to rely on 5 pillars, which is governance, innovation, agriculture, technology, and which is the 5th one?
Climate change.
Yeah, and climate change. So we have as you will see later in the strategic framework, we have both short-term and long-term plans on how we are going to achieve all of those. We have already outlined them, as you will hear from the president later after me. And then the organization's main purpose, it's actually a non-profit, meaning we are not going to actually be giving out or providing incentives, meaning this is a passionate work that we have developed, and our only aim is that we see this continent transforming. So currently we will start from Nyeri. Okay, it started in Mombasa already, but now our current headquarters will be in Nyeri. Then we are going now to be progressing outwards. There's a guy by the name Joseph, although also right now he's situated in Nairobi, and also there's someone by the name Michael. Right now he's situated in Murang'a or Embu, and then we have William. Right now, I think if I'm not wrong, he should be situated in the coastal region. Then you have Frank. Frank is situated in Nyanza. And then Mudeo, I've seen her today. She's not that collaborative, so I'm not aware where she is. But as I've seen, we are trying to make a face, because we are going to start currently is in Nyeri. Then we are going to move to the whole every county or every region. Actually, I will appreciate that for region, because it will be a little bit much easier. Then I will have a guy from Zambia. So I think from Kenya we are moving to Zambia, because we have already gotten there someone. Then we are also looking for other guys from other countries. Like, we do not want to go and be the ones who start from other countries. We will be using people who are already there. So currently we have the interim officials. From today, Lester Bega will be serving as the president. I will be serving as the deputy president. William will be serving as the treasurer. Then Frank, in absentia, is going to serve as the secretary general, and Mudeu, who is also partial, will be serving as. Okay, I'm not sure if William is the treasurer. Oh yeah, he's the treasurer. But the other two might be having some disciplinary issues with me, so I'm not sure if they are going to hold on these roles for too long. If they continue misbehaving, I think we will have to drop them, because this organization has to go forward, and if cannot meet deadlines, we cannot keep dead wood in an organization, so we're going just to throw them out. And then the aim, since currently we do not have enough funds, we're going to be very much more on advocacy. And I've talked to a certain guy here. He leads another organization called Leaders Today Africa, LTA. They're also forming the organization this month, but I don't have the updates currently. I don't know if I sent Alester's contact to him, or I sent his contact to Alester, but it has to be one way there, because I didn't send to the two guys. So that guy, when we'll be looking for partners, he will be one of them. He's having an extra thing. He's having a leadership training. So people who are going to be the first beneficiaries.
Excuse me, your voice kindly.
Our members, we are still in talks with him. We will actually have merged the two organizations.
Mr. DP, your voice, it's quite low.
Different approaches
if you can raise
to the
it.
same issues, but
Okay,
the results are the same. So it's just good, like they have their own, we have our own, so that everybody pushes from his side. Then okay, I was saying we are talking to a guy from. Okay, are you getting me now?
Sure.
Are you getting me?
We can get you, right?
Are you getting me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, you are all stationary. Are you sure I'm online?
No, perhaps it should be your net. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Is it your net?
Okay, so I'm saying I think it's my net. So I was saying we are currently in talks with a guy from LTA. LTA is also a
Okay.
Pan-Africanism organization, and its leader is a current acquaintance of mine, and we are still in talks. Though I haven't talked to him in the last 1 week, but he's going to be running several programs. Some will be intercepting, some will be diverging. So where those programs are diverging, that's where we are actually going to hold talks with him, and then where they are incorporating, we are going to work with him. Yeah, so that one is the brief I can tell you right now. So now I think I will invite Lester to give the strategic work plan. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Deputy President of the Change for African campaign. And before I go straight into our report of the year, I would like also to point some, of course, proceeding issues, and I'll be pointing mostly on the goals, our goals of the Change for African campaign. The current goals, if you look at them, we are trying to make sure that as we proceed into, because we have timelines in terms of the summits we have set in place. We have 4 summits this year. The first summit will be taking place on 27th to 28th of March. That is the first quarter of the year. So they are divided into the 4 quarters of the year. So the first summit is about the Tech Innovation Summit. That is what will be having that particular day. And so today, and just to give a brief on how things are going on when it comes to making sure that as we are the means of that summit, there is something we have done, because a summit has to be defined by some of the preceding events. So we have some events that have to precede that summit. Some of them, if you had been keen on those goals, you realize you are looking at how we can be able to approach schools and be able to see how we can have tech clubs in these schools, in some schools here. Unfortunately, I found that where I am currently in Nyeri, it's not a very active thing, so I have to see on how I'm going to approach the schools. Already letters are in place so that we can see how we can approach the schools and be able to ask for that space so that we can be able to have such clubs running. The other thing is about the young innovators journey. The Africa Young Innovators Journey is also one of the things we are very passionate about. I had some time with the first person, but we had problems in terms of the connection. But we are still in pursuit of that, making sure that it becomes a success. We are targeting to have at least 10 people by the first summit, which is about the tech innovations. All this is about people who are in tech industry, the young Africans who are into tech industry by then. So it's really work. It's calling for all of us to make sure that we be part of this. I was talking to somebody who is in Mombasa yesterday, and asking if we can be able to get another space in terms of running a club that is related to this one in a school that I used to be. So those are some of the brief things we're into. And I will go directly into having our report of the year 2025. It's not a very brief one, but we shall try as much as possible to make sure we accommodate within the allocated time. On 13th of January 2025, the actualization of a long-held and carefully thought-out dream began. The dream was never dormant. It was simply gathering direction. The Change for African campaign, Cfac, emerged as a deliberate and principled strategy for how a great and prosperous society is built. Cfac was born as a direct response to the current state of Africa. The truth is plain and unavoidable. Africa today lives far below its true potential. Across the continent, millions go to bed hungry. Large populations lack access to electricity. Children walk long distances for water, many of which is unsafe. Basic education remains inaccessible to too many African children. In simple terms, African children are deprived of far too many essentials. The Change for African campaign comes in as part of the necessary system required to offer real hope, belief, and a clear path of a new future for Africa and for Africans. Hope does not exist in abstraction. You only hope after you have acted. You only believe after you have seen something tangible. This is the reality. Cfac aligns itself with action before optimism, evidence before belief. As part of its initial strategic pathway, the leader and founder of the Change for African campaign ran daily episodes of the Change for African campaign from the 13th of January 2025 to 30th of May 2025. These episodes formed the first major phase of the movement. Their purpose was to deeply explore and clearly understand how Africa is truly faring across key sectors. The scope was intentionally broad yet focused. The daily episodes were structured around Change for African campaign's 5 fundamental pillars: governance, potential, resources, living standards, and climate change. These pillars are the identity and backbone of the Change for African campaign. Governance stands as the first pillar because we believe that governance is the software of development. A thorough assessment of Africa's condition reveals that inconsistent governance and poor leadership continue to cripple progress across the continent. No meaningful development can occur without goodwill, empathy, integrity, and genuine desire to uplift the entire communities must exist within those who hold positions of power. Leadership must transcend personal gain. For Change for African campaign, governance directly determines the living standards of the people, which is why it remains the primary pillar. The second pillar is potential. Only cowards doubt their potential. Africa does not merely possess potential, it possesses immense potential. This potential is evident in a young and brilliant population, vast and fertile land, abundant natural resources, rich cultures, and a globally coveted human capital. To some, speaking of Africa's potential sounds hypothetical. That is unacceptable. Societal transformation has always required bold minds willing to turn away from the crowd and pursue visions that initially seem unpopular or unrealistic. Time ultimately reveals the truth. Beneath this potential lies something tangible and underutilized: resources. The third pillar of the Change for African campaign. Africa sits on vast resources of rare and strategic natural resources alongside youthful human resource that the world actively seeks. These resources, when responsibly and strategically harnessed, form a bridge between Africa's potential and actual transformation. The fourth pillar, living standards, lies at the very heart of the Change for African campaign's mission. The success of any society is measured by the well-being of its people. Every policy failure, every leadership misstep, and every backbone system exacts its price from ordinary citizens. Research consistently shows that millions of Africans continue to live in poor and dilapidated conditions utterly incompatible with the continent's wealth and potential, yet closely aligned with governance failures. Even with functional systems, fellow Africans, built on strong governance, optimized resources, and unlocked potential, a major existential threat remains: climate change, the fifth pillar of the Change for African campaign. Climate change threatens infrastructure, agriculture, cities, health systems, and livelihoods across Africa. It is not a future concern, it is a present reality. All 100 episodes of the Change for African campaign revolve around these 5 interconnected pillars. The episodes drew from frameworks and realities such as the Africa Agenda 2063, the African Continental Free Trade Area AfCFTA, a country-specified analysis including Kenya, Democratic Republic of Congo, Burkina Faso, Somalia, Ethiopia, Nigeria, and Botswana, just to name but a few. The Human Development Index, International Futures, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, contextualized within African realities. These discussions ran consistently from Monday to Friday across 100 days. After the daily episodes concluded, the pursuit of the Change for Africa did not stop. The Change for Africa continued engaging in aligned action-based initiatives. On 5th of June 2025, during the World Environmental Day under the theme #Beat Plastic Pollution, Cfac participated in a cleanup at Mukupe. I wish to acknowledge Mr. William Daniel Wambua, a fellow African enthusiast, one who stands firm even when conditions are uncomfortable. On the shores of the Indian Ocean in the rain, we collected 15.3 kilograms of plastic waste. The weather was harsh, but the resolve was stronger because Africa is our responsibility. On 18th of July, following an invitation from Madam Grace Irungu, one of my former teachers, I joined students of my former school, Mirichini Secondary School, during the commemoration of the World Desertification and Drought Day, representing the Change for African campaign alongside the Kenya Wildlife Services, KWS, and other strategic stakeholders. We planted trees and engaged in environmental education. Throughout the year, continuous civic education of the Change for African campaign has remained central. Every engagement, discussion, and action has been part of building a formidable and sustainable system for Africa's transformation. Finally, fellow Africans, as we mark this 1-year anniversary, we also mark the beginning of another heavy yet great year, a year that demands determination, courage, and clarity about what we truly want to become as a continent. Great dreams, visions, and plans will remain more rhetoric if we are not willing to travel the rough terrain. This is not a walk in the park. Each of us must get out of their way and do what is necessary. Therefore, under the powers vested in me as the president of the Change for African campaign, I hereby launch the actualization of the Change for African campaign 2026 and beyond strategic plan. Thank you, fellow Africans, and a happy new year for this new progress of the Change for African campaign. Remember always, we are Africans and Africa is our business. Thank you. Thank you so much. Back to the deputy, who is the program leader here today. That is just part of the many things that we have been able to do. A reflection of how the year has been. 1 year, 365 days. A day like this is when we started this. So it's another time we are marking the second. Let us make sure that as we head towards, we'll be administering our second anniversary. Let us make sure there is something tangible we have done. This was the beginning of things, many things ahead, that as we progress, let us purpose to be part of this. And as we move forward, that as we administer that day, there is something tangible. We will say we were here on 13th of January 2026, but 13th of January 2027, there is something more tangible we have been able to do. As you have heard, there are some of the things we have been able to undertake. Now it is time to get out of our way and make sure that there are more things we are into. Because as I've said, and we all say, we are Africans and Africa is our business. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Deputy President, if you can hear me. Mr. Deputy, maybe just before the deputy comes in, this is our logo of the Change for African campaign. It's part of the constitution. Also, our constitution now becomes active from today. This is just the cover page of that constitution. So this is the logo of the whole document. Every official document of the Change for African campaign will be represented with this particular logo. And as you can see it, it's over here, and the constitution is in place. It shall be effective from today. Thank you and welcome, please, Mr. DP.
Okay, thank you. I hope you can get me.
Sure.
Let me first start by acknowledging the presence of Michael Amunga. Michael, Is Michael here?
You can see him. He's here.
Yeah. So Michael is said to be our media personality. So we are engaging in talks. He wants a little bit of more explanation, which I think I and Alesta will be holding. We will be calling him in a small meeting. We will explain to him what we want, how we want it done, and yeah, he's also an aspirant for MCA in the future in our ward. So we'll have a closing remarks from Mudeu, and then I think we will be done.
Sure. Mudeu, if you can hear the directions.
Okay, before we close, Professor,
Yes, please.
can you get me?
I can get you right.
When did you? Okay, just for the purpose of recording, will you forward for me a copy of what you are reading?
Sure, I won't mind. I'll forward to you. Of course, you already have it, but I do the same. Sure. Are we in order with that?
Thomas?
I said I'll forward it to you, so everything is in order. So don't worry. We good? I heard you. I don't know. Any problem? I heard you right, huh? Proceed, please. Proceed to do the other details. She's disconnected, huh?
Okay.
No, I've also yeah.
So Michael,
Yes.
could you please give us a vote of thanks and closing remarks as we finish the meeting?
Actually, the president of the Change for Africa campaign, the deputy president of the Change for Africa campaign, fellow members of the Change for Africa campaign, and anyone following this live, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon to you.
I'm here and I'm glad to be with you. I would like to say that this is a step forward that we should not, or nothing should make us step backward, because we as youths, we were being told earlier that we are the leaders of tomorrow, and if I can say that tomorrow, maybe it is today and the coming days. Maybe it is today and the coming days. So actually, I would like to appreciate the steps you've made. Though I have come very late, but I have tried to follow up on what have been going on. It's good, Mr. President. You've done a good job, and since it began, I have been watching on your effort, of which it means how you have sacrificed same spirit, and let us hold Africa together so that we may see some changes that will the coming generation or even today's generation. Otherwise, I have no much to say, but I would like to appreciate all of you for coming, and I would like to be with you for the days or for any role that I will be given. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mike. With that, I think today's session is complete. So now from today, the interim officials are going now to be the officials. They're going to start their job.